All right, welcome to this month's free webinar for Drop Zone owners. And it's time to discover the paid marketing system that 10x'd this Drop Zone. We're going to reveal in the slide. And so just wanted to welcome all of you guys to the show, really just trying to bring as much value as I can to this community because I care about you guys. So if you haven't watched one of the videos before, who am I? Why should you listen to me? I'm a skydiver myself. More than that, a father, a husband, Marine Corps veteran. I met my wife on a 5-minute call, and we moved next to the drop zone to raise a family. So, it's been a big part of our lives as we've raised our kids. I have going on 16 years of digital marketing experience. That's in financial services, insurance, and attorneys. Some of the most competitive niches out there. And I've been working with Drop Zone since March of 2020. January of last year, I launched the agency full-time, and we've been growing and just crushing it for our clients. And we want to share what's winning, what's working with you guys so that you don't succumb to the market forces that are out of our control out there. You can see this free monthly webinar series now on my website, boomshotmedia.com. We've got all the webinars up there, all of the videos, or you can just kind of run through the blog itself. It's really condensed to kind of be a checklist and go along with the video. But that's all free of charge. You guys can just check that out. So why are we here today? Well, Google says extreme sports, skydiving is trending compared to last year, plus 21%. And we would like to take advantage of that, right? We want to generate more bookings. We want to build a smarter, scalable marketing engine, one that we can tune up, when the summer's hot, when the weather's good, maybe one that we can tune back in the winter, things are cooler, or whatever your down season is. And I want to separate fact from fiction. There's a lot of grifters out there in the marketing agency world, right? There's no like division of marketing agencies enforcing rules upon this industry, right? And so I want to separate fact from friction and just give you guys what's working. If you've been to a webinar before, I've talked about what's the elements of an optimized digital campaign. And this is an ever-moving chart, right? Right now, your Drop Zone website is the center of it. It's your online calling card. You show off your photos and videos and reviews, and you take transactions there, right? So that's the foundation, is a nice optimized website. Then we're going to be driving users, potential customers there via search. So that could be on Google, including Google Maps. That could be YouTube. It could be AI and other search engines. It could be changing pretty soon, right? And we're also posting a lot on social media. Maybe we're just resharing a lot of our Fun Jumper stuff. And maybe we're running some ads, and that's what we're going to be talking about here. Now, when we've got all of this traffic running to our website, right, we're building customer connections, we're hucking people out of an airplane, and then we're asking them for a review. They're helping build our online reputation, and we can use that data to then remarket to them, right? Maybe they're interested in getting a cool gift. Hey, I went on a skydive this summer, and now this winter, I'm going to buy gift certificates for everybody in my family, right? Or we're going to do, we could do some retargeting, right? So we can upload our customer list to the ad platforms and then use this information to help optimize things, right? And so what we do when we do that is we build this data feedback loop, right? We're building customer connections. We're reaching back out on social media. We're leveraging those connections to expand our audience. And that's how we build this marketing engine and this data feedback loop. So specifically today, we're just talking about the ads portion. We got webinars that kind of go through all of these sections of marketing. And when we're talking about ads, wouldn't you like to see a return on investment like this? We throw about $3,400 in. That's generating $40,000 of direct business. And guys, that's probably generating an extra 10 to 12% of additional business. We're not tracking phone calls. We're not tracking walk-ins. And to some extent, we can't track 100% what's going on digitally. A warning though, Burblesoft users, you're going to have to install specialized tracking here. You're probably not going to be getting the direct sales numbers on a lot of your campaigns, but that doesn't mean we can't prime the engine the right amount of data. So some common things that I see in this industry of why my paid marketing hasn't working. Maybe I hired a local company and they took care of things, and I didn't know what those return on investment was, right? Well, a lot of what I see, they're burning cash on branded terms, right? So they're bidding on your brand name. Somebody who is 5 miles away from your drop zone, Googling you, Googling skydiving near me, they're gonna find you. So these agencies are actually making you pay for leads that you would have gotten before, and then they're taking credit for it. That's a terrible way to operate. And then layer on top of that, they're not familiar with like Burblesoft or Dizio or some of these other tracking systems. And so they're not tracking their results. They're like, well, we got clicks and we generated a bunch of directions from Google Maps. And then you're not generating that feedback loop that really builds that marketing engine, right? And it turns out as we're moving the shift from all these platforms using keyword and targeting and bidding data to using AI, these platforms actually de-optimize weak data. So if you're not piping that conversion data in, somebody who's interested in a skydive clicks on your ad and they convert, and you're not reporting that back that they've done something important on your website, you're not going to see that people like that again. You're telling Google, this person is not relevant to my business. They're actually de-optimizing you. So what can we do for some quick wins here, right? You don't need a big budget. You need a smart one, right? So these are the main steps that are really going to help you. Number one, you want to track what we call micro conversions, right? A conversion is just something important that's happening on your website. So we want to track phone click, that your click to call button. We want to track your your booking button. We can track your form fills. We can track the interactions on important web pages on the website. And that's going to help you, if you do the math, take your average order value divided by how many clicks it takes you to get there. We could say, hey, that one of those clicks is worth $20 to my business. Well, you tell Google that, they're going to start finding you a whole bunch of more of those clicks, right? So they're actively using the engagement on your website to optimize. Ditch the branded search unless you're retargeting, right? If you're retargeting people on search, social display, and YouTube, you might want to capture the folks who are getting in branded search, right? So, but you're also finding a lot of people who are just you might be just getting your fun jumpers. You find your fun jumpers clicking on your ads to just find the latest event on your drop zone, right? You don't want that. For a lot of drop zones, I just don't suggest branded search unless your competitors are getting up on your brand name, right? And then the last one, you got to sync those conversions back to the ad platforms. We use Google Tag Manager, and there's several ways to do it. I know that Burblesoft and sometimes Dizio need a custom setup. And so you can see that we've got that set up, right? We've got our Google Analytics event, and it's triggered on bookings.burblesoft links. So we're just tracking anybody that clicks on a link that has that address, your booking address, right? This is such a great strategy, you guys. Assign a value to that, and then you're going to watch your ads. You're going to watch your ads take off, and you're going to watch in the back end too, your revenue start to take off. So let's jump into some real world case studies, right? Skydive Colorado Springs, right here in the great state of Colorado, moved into a location that had shut down. And so they had a new drop zone launch with limited bookings last year. They finished March with 18. Zero digital presence, right? Zero domain authority, just nothing on the books whatsoever. No paid media history at all. For me, that's like a dream. I get to start with a blank slate. I love it. And then after, right? We tracked 111 digital sales in March of 25. So that's not counting calls or walk-ins. That is a 10x of the business since they have started. We rebuilt the website with optimized landing pages and reviews. And we're achieving an average order value of $550, more than $550. Sometimes I've seen as high as $700. So that's including the upsells, right? Of like outside video and your photo package and all that. So just do the math, right? 100 extra bookings at $500 a booking. We could drive an additional $50,000 in revenue 12 months into building our system. So what did we install with them, right? We proved the ROI with ads first. We targeted the old company's brand name. So people that were looking for the old drop zone, they would find our ad, right? And then we scaled by investing in their conversion, right? The site user experience was pretty poor, and we had to do some authority building, right? Build up some reviews, get those reviews on the website. And that's how we turned ad dollars into full planes. Their fun jumpers probably hate me because they have to wait all day long because the planes are full of tandems before they get a fun jump in. So, but the business owners, let me tell you, these guys are just super happy. And we're really looking forward to crushing it this season and getting some momentum as things heat up here. Where we're talking about the hidden costs of set it and forget it. So Google Ads especially, and even in Meta, they're talking about using AI to generate this, AI to edit your photos, AI to just do our AI platform. That has never worked for us, right? Even Google has an automated, smart campaign, but they're going to waste your money on broad match keywords, and it's not going to be super effective. Look, your marketing needs constant management. It needs constant activity. The worst thing that we can do is like do a month's worth of activity. We get busy, we're flying for a month, but then we weren't doing the marketing activity, and then we got to get back into it. And it needs constant management, right? And why is that? Ad platform updates all the time, right? There's a whole bunch of platforms, a whole bunch of updates. And on those platforms, like people see our ads a bunch of times, they kind of get sick of seeing it, right? We got to update those ads, show them some new stuff, show them some exciting things. We go through seasonal changes, right? So we're going to be adjusting our budgets up and down. And then even then, there's a ton of competitive shifts, especially if you're in a competitive market now, or you've seen a newer drop zone open up that may be investing in digital marketing. That can cause a lot of issues, right? If you've been coasting on organic traffic. And you'll see too, right? Like Groupon, iFlyWorld, these guys are bidding in every market that we're in, and they're bidding a lot of money. I think we're, in $3,000 in every market, right? So those shift seasonally as well, and you got to know when your competitors are like, well, I'm investing in marketing too. They launch some ads. It's going to affect things. Think of it like your airplane, right? You trim it in, sure, but like you still need to fly the damn thing at the end of the day. Let's jump into another case study. This time, Skydive Arizona, right? A brand that we all know and love. But just tell me if this isn't the story arc of every drop zone right now, even if you're not this size, right? They're one of the biggest drop zones in the world, but business has been slumping since COVID. They knew they needed a digital refresh and to drive effective traffic, but didn't know where to turn. There's strong brand reputation, but really inconsistent funnel for performance across their suite of websites. And with under-optimized ads, weak campaign data, almost zero campaign data or analytics, a landing page with no clear call to action, the booking process was so confusing and inefficient, you really had to want to jump there in order to make things happen. Now, afterwards, do the math. The paid tandems doubled from Q3 to 171 were driving via paid traffic in Q1. The return on ad spend as we optimize things, right? We put $1 in, and instead of getting 5.5 back, now we're getting close to $12 back from every dollar we pipe in. And again, the average order value, once we get our digital marketing system in place, over $550 including upsells, right? So whether you're running a Cessna like Colorado Springs or a Twin Otter, you guys can get, that's a substantial improvement over a fun jumper ticket, just piping $33 in. So how do we do it? Like, we didn't just run ads. We rewired the entire system, right? A complete site redesign was fundamental. And so now we don't just drive traffic, we're optimizing engagement with our target audiences using the site and using digital media. So we layered in high quality content and SEO and local SEO. And on top of that, start to drive the high quality paid traffic, right? It all works as a part of a holistic marketing strategy that scales with the seasons and supports long-term growth. And we're always seeking consistent improvement, right? So we can sort of see quarter over quarter that we're just getting better at driving those quality leads. We're getting that data feedback loop amped up. And, 9 to 12 months in, we're getting even better results than when we first launched. And again, we want to be smart about the way that we're using our paid media, especially Google search, because we can be laser targeted about the search terms and the intent that behind those search terms, the areas that we target in. And so we use that to fill the gaps where SEO hasn't landed yet, right? And so you can see if you're sort of ranking in the top 3 pack in Google Maps, you're probably getting a ton of those organic clicks. If you've got a bunch of reviews, strong brand reputation, like Skydive Arizona, you're probably getting those clicks. But where you're not getting them is where you're not in the top 3 pack. And so we can segment those geographic areas. Not only do we build a custom landing page specifically for that search term and that city, but we build a specific ad group just for those search terms and then drive that traffic to that page. So not only is SEO and the ads working together, but the pages that we build for SEO actually work to get us a better ad score. And the ad ranking, the ad score is how you're going to get that top of page spot above your competitors. This is just one of the ways that we stretch your ad dollars and ensure your ad budget gets the most reach and the best results. I don't want you paying for business that you already would have received, right? We might as well be running Google ads to your fun jumper group. So the real lesson is paid ads don't work alone, right? You need to have the fundamentals down, like a great website and a great customer experience. And then we can start to drive traffic, right? SEO, reviews, and content is just fuel, right? Our conversion tracking is our guidance for the whole system. And when we start really tuning everything in at those foundations, that's how we really gain altitude in our marketing efforts and scale everything as we go. So if you're ready to dial in your marketing, like, I'm not here to churn and burn. I'm here to build long-term wins with people who give a damn. Right. And that's not what you need, is just some local marketing agency, right? You need somebody that lives in this industry with you. So my offer, book a strategy call, right? We give you a free ad audit or a seasonal prep review. And I got limited bandwidth to make these calls, right? We've got a full-time agency. So I have limited slots per week. But I'm more happy to take a peek under the hood and show you how everything looks in action, right? From our ads dashboard, where we can clearly see the keywords we're targeting, return on investment, when people are clicking, what days, what hour of the day, to the local SEO rankings up top here, flipping those maps over from red to green, to even taking a look at our heat mapping, right? What's our user experience like when people get to that mobile site? So that's my offer, right? You guys should sign up, take advantage of it. It's a free audit. And I just want to point you guys in the right direction. My hope is that, you get your marketing engine going. And then once you get so many tandems, you're going to be too busy to manage that thing, right? Like, you're going to need some new TIs. You're going to need the pilot. You're going to need somebody to manage your marketing. And that's the goal. So I just want to thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching the video, those of you who are watching on the replay. And I just let you know, I appreciate your time. I hope this helped, and it helped you see that great marketing isn't luck. It's a system. It takes time. And I want you guys to get it set up right. So please visit my website, boomshotmedia.com. Questions are always welcome. I got that free strategy session. I think most people are going to see my cell phone there, right? So give me a ring if you guys want to chat. Thanks so much for coming, and I'll see you in the next video.